Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to It's Pudding's Tea. I'm Pudding, of course. Well, when it comes to this, I decided, after thinking about it, that I don't want a script. I just want to be free flow with it, and be free and just express myself and talk about certain things. So, of course, there might be certain things you might hear more than once, and sometimes that's a good thing. But I just want to be myself and talk about spirituality and, of course, various other topics. But, of course, as I'm spiritual and I'm on this new path and journey, no matter the topic, it's going to always come from a spiritual place as far as I'm concerned. And I plan on having guests in the future. And I like different guests. I like people that are spiritual like myself. I like people who have other beliefs and think differently. Because as long as we all have an open mind, why not? So, there might be a few, pauses here and there. I might have to think a little bit. Because I also channel as well. So, certain messages may just break through. Hopefully they don't come out too fast. Hopefully y'all can understand everything that I'm saying. I also smoke cigarettes, unfortunately. So you might hear me smoking a cigarette. My voice might change a little bit, or you might hear a lighter or something. I apologize. I also tend to use cuss words here and there. I'm going to try to keep it as clean as possible, depending on, my listeners and things of that nature. Well, I won't say depending on, but I'm keeping in mind that I might have certain listeners that may not too much care for it, or they may be younger. But I also want to stick to the fact that I want to be free with it, and I'm going to be myself. So, in saying that, I say this. I'm going to start off by saying that spirituality, becoming spiritual has absolutely changed my life. Now, technically, the whole journey starts when you're born. And someone told me that, and I never forgot it. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you for telling me that. I can't remember his name. I apologize. But as far as when I woke up, when I accepted the fact that I wanted something different, and that I really couldn't, my former belief system, which I'm not gonna name, of course, because I don't want to step on any toes or have anyone take it to the wrong way, which I will remain honest. But I do consider people's feelings, and since this is new, I don't want anybody thinking that I may be judgmental, or et cetera, et cetera. But anywho, even though it doesn't matter what people think, but I'm light, I'm love, and I love unconditionally. I love everybody. So I would never want to ruffle any feathers. Now, if you just so happen to just be that type of person that finds problems with anything, then that's just on you. I have nothing to do with that. But anywho, my previous belief system wasn't nourishing my soul. Let me repeat that. My previous belief system was not nourishing my soul. I had questions that didn't get answered. No one could explain anything to me. And I'm like, if this is right, you should be able to break this down, not regurgitate what someone told you or what you read. I want to spiritually, I want my soul to be able to be light and comfortable and free, and this is not it. It felt like a bunch of rules and regulations and do what I say, not as I do type of thing. You know how that goes. It was just me personally, it just wasn't for me. But I remember when I first consciously decided to make the change, right? And, excuse me one second. And I remember that I meditated a lot, and I started researching a lot, and I was taking in so much wisdom and information. but only subconsciously. Consciously, I didn't grasp, like that light didn't come on upstairs until maybe, until I surrendered to spirit. And by surrender, I mean that in a very beautiful way. I just decided to give it all to the divine source, give it all to God, but that's another topic for another day. But when I first started, I noticed my intentions, right? And they weren't in the right place. Therefore, I wasn't getting the nourishment that I was trying to get, but I knew I was on the right track. But it wasn't, okay, it all boiled down to, I realized that I wanted a quick fix. I wanted something to help me get out of the bubble I was in. And of course I started to emerge, but because my intentions weren't set in the right, place or areas as far as mentally, it didn't take like it has recently, or like it did about 6, 7, 8 months ago. We are always looking to the outside. We're always looking for things on the outside to penetrate us and to help us feel a certain type of way. A lot of us feel lost. A lot of us feel alone, no matter who we're around. And that sense that you have is actually natural because you're so far away from yourself. And it's hard for people to grasp that concept because they're like, I'm me. What are you talking about? I wake up every day. I walk around. I control my body, this, that, and third. But it's more to it than that. You're pretty much like a zombie or like a robot if you don't understand yourself. Now, let me see. I'll give you this example. You have, and this is, of course, no offense to anyone. It's just an example. And if you, hopefully it brings a light bulb onto those who can actually take this example personally, not trying to, like I said, ruffle any feathers or hurt any feelings. But let's say, for example, you're good with working on cars. Like, you're good with, even if it's not cars or other people's cars. I'm not saying you're good at being a mechanic. Maybe you are. But let's just say you're good with your car. Let's say that. You know the ins and outs of your car. The motor, how it works, how everything is connected, how this needs this and how you don't really need that, etc., etc. Now, you will have a person like that who will go on YouTube or who will learn this, purposely learn it, because they're really into cars or whatever the case may be, not knocking anybody. But you've been having stomach pains for the past month and a half, and you have no idea why. So you put all this attention and focus into knowing the ins and outs of your car. Guess what, though? Regardless of anything, something happens to your car, you can, if you can afford it, whatever the case may be. But just go with the example. So you can buy another car. You can't just buy another body. Now, you'll take a bunch of over-the-counter medicines, Pepto-Bismol, whatever your choice is, to try to counteract this pain you've been having in your stomach. You have no idea what's going on with your body right now. It's not even your stomach. Something's wrong with something else in your body, and your stomach is trying to tell you that. Okay. My thing is, you put in so much time and effort in learning how to fix your car, or learning when, you know your car. You know when something's wrong, you know how to fix it, whatever the case may be. Why not put that same energy into yourself? Let's think about that for a second. Let's take a moment of silence real quick. Think about that. Now, you put so much into all these material things, and things on the outside of yourself. But guess what? None of those things at the end of the day can make you happy. If anything, yes, getting things makes you happy, and whatever the case may be. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nah, I'm not knocking it. There's nothing wrong with that. Of course, I like my car too. I like the stuff that I have. Don't get me wrong. I'm using my phone right now. I love my phone. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, balance it out. Just have some balance. Take more time to know yourself. Take more time to go within yourself. Now, yeah, you can say, it's hard, right? And it is. It's not easy. Nothing comes easy. Anything that comes easy, you're not really gonna appreciate it or think nothing of it if it's easy in the first place. But neither was learning how to fix a damn car. People to this day, I don't know how to change my oil, boo boo. I don't know about none of that. I don't. But there's people for that. I can get people for that, but I can't get someone to change how I feel about myself. I can't get someone to motivate me if I'm not motivating myself. If I'm not determined, I can't hire someone to be determined for me. You can hire somebody to fix your car. You can get your uncle or your cousin or someone to look at your car. You got people that are good at cars. And by the way, this is just an example, of course, and that's why I'm stretching it like this. But just think about that. Think about from the time you've been born. Think about all the things that you've been doing and the goals that you set. Have they been for you? Have those goals been for you? Have you wanted these things because you wanted them? Or has society made you feel like you had to have them, or you had to do this or had to do that? So that's the biggest reward of, me changing my beliefs. I found myself. Now I found myself, and now me and myself are working on me. And it's wonderful. The same energy you can put into loving someone else, you need to put 10 times that into yourself. Once you do that, everything on the outside is completely and utterly just beautiful. Everything makes sense. Everything goes together. Things that would normally stress you out or make you angry doesn't. So that's what happened to me. I've learned that even though I've learned this, there's still people out there who have no idea. And I might become I don't want to become preachy or anything like that. I'm just saying you don't have to necessarily dump everything that you believe or the things that you were taught, because a lot of us did have great upbringings too and had great people raising us. So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you were programmed either way it goes. You didn't make those conscious decisions for yourself. You weren't thinking for yourself. It was because of who raised you or who was around you growing up. It was the environment you were in. All of this plays a part. And that's why we can't judge anyone. I don't judge anyone. And that's the reason why they say you're not supposed to. Because if you think about it, it has nothing to do with you. You can't help where you were raised or where you were brought up. You can't help that you had rich parents. You can't help that you had what they would say poor parents. And by the way, I don't believe in those titles either, rich, poor. What makes you rich? What makes you poor? Because it ain't money. Money is, no. That's not, we should not let money dictate how we look at people. Just because you make $32 an hour does not make you a better person from someone who's making $7.25 an hour. And I don't know if you noticed, but people do that. They think that, okay, you have this guy, let's say, for example, you work at McDonald's. And you live in your life a certain type of way, and you make certain type of choices. For some reason, people, when you fail, you can fail one time, and people look at you like a failure. Like, what was you thinking? You so stupid. You should never did that. But someone who's making $30-something an hour, $40-something an hour, when he makes a mistake, it was just, that was just a mistake. It was a bad investment, or, it's just, that may be a bad example because I'm trying my best to come up with one as I'm talking. But my point is, he's not a better man or a better person or a better woman because they make more money. We tend to carry people high, like, such and such coming over. Okay, such and such look good, and they bring this and bring that. And then you look at the other person like, here goes such and such. They ain't doing nothing with their life. How the hell do you know that? How do you know that? What are you judging that based off of exactly? Which you shouldn't be judging in the first place, but what are you basing that off of? Come to find out, the guy that's making $725 or the girl that's making $725 is donating more than the person that's making $30 or $40 something an hour. The person that's making $30 or $40 something an hour, yeah, they look good and they can do all the things that they're doing because they don't care about nobody else. But $725 can't get ahead because $725 is taking care of everybody. Do you see the connection here? What I'm saying? So it's like, don't let anyone make you think or feel something about yourself based off of decisions that you made in your life. Every single day is a second chance for anybody. Every single day. You know? So at the end of it all, it's all a matter of perception. It's all a matter of perception. No one's better than anyone. We're all unique. We all were created unique. Even if you're identical twins sharing the same womb, you're still two different people. You may be so connected, same thoughts, same personality, so you think, etc., etc., etc. But at the end of the day, every single person was created to live their own life. Their own life. Have you ever seen someone, and I know I have a family member like this who has so much money, but you cannot tell. Money didn't change them, and I'm not saying that if you like nice things, that doesn't mean that you're you bragging or you're showing off or you don't care. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's all a matter of perception. People will treat that person a certain type of way because he or she's wearing certain type of clothing, which I've seen with my own two eyes because this is my family member. And they probably didn't think nothing of it. They don't ask him for nothing. Well, at the time, of course. They didn't ask him for much because they didn't think he had much or whatever the case may be. People hold people at a certain whatever. So it's all a matter of perception because you think this way about this certain person. You see this a certain way. You carry them a certain way, but then the moment you find out that that's not what you thought, it's like, oh, let me hold a cup of doubt. No, it don't work like that. It doesn't necessarily work like that. Treat that person the same way you did before you thought that. That's an issue. That's an issue. But yes, it's all a matter of perception. There is no right or wrong, right? Because you can't be upset because someone else didn't experience what you experienced, didn't see what you see, or go through what you went through. You can't force someone to see something a certain type of way. If that makes sense, of course. Well, it should make sense. I don't even know why I said that just now. I take that back. So what I'm saying is, when it comes to perception, and this is an example I've gave a few times, and I love this example that I came up with. Kudos to me because I love me and I'm dope. Yes, I am. But let's say you and a friend, and you and someone else are at a park, and two birds fly by. The most beautiful birds. The two of you can agree. These are the two most beautiful birds either one of you has ever seen in your lives. Now, we have another friend coming to meet us, say, for example, coming to meet you. And this friend comes up and they say, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing? Whatever. And you and the other person say, yo, you just missed it. Those were the most beautiful birds we've ever seen. It was just two of them. Never seen birds like that before. And they were gorgeous. And you say they were the brown on them, the brown on their feathers were, oh my goodness, two most beautiful brown birds you've ever seen. But then the person with you says, no, they were red. The two most beautiful red birds I've ever seen. This is my point. It doesn't matter if the birds were red, brown, it doesn't matter. You and this person were in the same moment and saw the same two birds in a different way. But guess what, though? The only thing that matters is you both had a great moment. You both had a beautiful moment that lightened both of you. So this, my point is, like, certain people will take that and they'll ruin the moment. The bird was brown. No, it wasn't. It was red. No, the bird was... Does it matter? Is that important? No. Not at all. Not at all. You can appreciate their view and they can appreciate yours. It's a matter of perception. It could have been the two most ugliest birds the person which you saw. But you saw the beauty. So it really is non-involved. I would not argue. Why argue? Why waste that moment when you can be talking about something else? It's all a matter of perception. So, in saying that, I say this: just take it all in. Take the beauty in. Take the beauty in when it comes to you. If you see the beauty in something, do not let someone move you. Do not let someone change your mind. See the beauty in yourself and stick with it. If you see it, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what someone else's perception, is, or someone else's opinion is. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, when you pass away, when you die, you're not going to be thinking about that person. That person may not even think about you. So it's like, do what you can while you're here. Enjoy yourself. This is about you. This is not about anybody. If you think I'm full of shit, hey, go with it. That's on you. Keep it to yourself. But that's on you. That's your opinion. Because guess what? I'm still going to make these podcasts. And I'm still going to do what I do. Because I'm dope. So, yeah, that's my point. Love and light to you all. And until the next subject, the next topic, the next podcast, the next recording, I wish you all the best. Thank you.